Yeah, what up, what up? What is up, everybody? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my Wednesday live stream. We up on a new date up in this thing. I moved it from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. Hope y'all doing all right. Let's get the marketing out the way. But before I do, DJ, play my music, man. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. And we're going to let this music ride a little bit while we give folks time to join in. Shout out to T-Pain for the T-Pizzle Pack. Go download the T-Pizzle Pack. Y'all vloggers and podcasters out there. Who we got up in the building today? We got God Happen to Me. Said we can't hear the music. Can you hear the music now? Can you hear the music now? All right. Shout out to Sage Mode Training up in the building. Man, y'all didn't hear the music? I done messed up the stream already. Dang. All right. Well, in today's stream, I got a couple of things that I'm going to present. The purpose of my live stream is to showcase just what's going on out there in the world. All right. We got a couple of videos that we're going to get to rocking with. First video, we're going to open up with a funny video of a future SEAL in training. Following that, we're going to showcase just how dumb people are when it comes to this crazy weather and driving. It's something that I just don't understand. Then we're going to talk about this single mom who went viral because at the end of the month, she just don't have enough money. And is there any hope for her? We're going to talk about one man who got 4 baby mamas pregnant all at the same time, and they all showed up at the baby shower. And then we're going to finish it with asking y'all out there, what's a real man? All right. How do you define what a real man is? We're going to listen to one woman's take on how she defined what a real man was. And then we're going to get it rocking. Now, in the past, this show was a solo show. But I debuted the homie last week, Mr. Steven. What's cracking, bruh? Oh, snap. I did it wrong. Man, hey, we struggle streaming over here a bit, but how you doing, my man?
Struggle streaming. I like that. We're going to have to patent that or something. The
Hey,
struggle
man,
stream.
Struggle streaming. I stole it from somebody else.
Oh, all right. Nah, I'm good, man. And you know what? I'm sorry that everybody else couldn't hear the music, but I was vibing over here, though. I said, oh, okay, with the T-Pizzle Pack. Did you make that up, or is that really what it's called?
That's really what it's called, the T-Pizzle Pack.
All right, now. I
Yeah,
like it.
man.
It was good. It was a vibe. No,
Good
man, I'm
deal.
good. Thanks for having me back. I love this. I love being able to have dialogue with you, you know, see your different perspective, hopefully you see mine, and then to hear everybody else's input as well. I love this.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can fix one of these streams issues for my dual scene that I'm having here. Let's see. Let's give this one the DOS boot. All right. We gonna give this one the DOS boot, and I should be good to go. Let's take this out
Hey,
of
let's make
studio
it happen,
mode.
Captain.
Let's rock this over here. Ooh, hoo, hoo,
There it
hoo.
is. There it
Look at
is.
that.
Boom.
All right. Well, hey
Look at
man,
that there.
let's start with this funny video I found out to just kind of set the mood real quick. Let me ask you, where did you learn how to swim?
Listen, good brother. Listen, I gotta be honest with you, everybody that's watching. I can't swim, homie.
You can't. What?
Listen,
What?
bro, I need you to understand. Listen, this is how I explain it. I'm black. No, I'm brown. I'm brown. I'm brown. Okay, I'm brown. You know what else is brown? Rocks. You know what rocks do in water? They sink. You know what I do
Bruh.
in water?
Hey.
Listen, I can't do it. And I'm gonna be honest. It's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna be real vulnerable right now. So when I was younger, bro, I used to have nightmares about drowning, and I mean like horrific. Somebody snatched me up, threw me in a safe, and threw the safe over a bridge and died, like type stuff. So like I don't fool with the water, man. God gave me two legs, two arms, and a mouth to breathe out of. I ain't got no fins. I ain't got no gills. I ain't got none of that. I be on dry land.
Bruh, there's got to be something scientific about that because I'm with you. When I get into the water, I sink like immediately. It is the funniest
Immediately.
thing.
Bro, people talk about just relax and float. Relax and float. I'm gonna relax and die. Like what are we talking about?
You put me in one of those wave pools, bro. Like, you know how you get in the wave pool and the wave do like this? Everybody kind of go up with it, right? Every time the wave come up. The wave hits me and it goes over me, bruh.
Bro, I don't even put myself in that position. I stand there and watch. I was like, oh, y'all having fun? Splash me a little bit. I'm a little hot over here. Get in?
Yeah.
Oh no, nah,
Okay, well,
it's
hey,
not for
man,
me.
you about to get shown up by a little baby. This is a future Navy
That
SEAL in training, man. Let's take a look at what this little munchkin did. I don't understand how he did what he did, but here we go.
Now, what in the Michael Phelps Navy SEAL daycare training facility is going on right here?
Hey, man,
Like,
look
what is
at her.
happening? Why is a child, a toddler, an infant in the water doing all this? Clearly, he cold at it though. Like, Buddy is
Cold.
cold. He had his breath control under control. I guess he don't really know no better because he clearly been doing this. Like, he bought this life. He been doing this his whole life, it looked like. So this ain't shit to him. To him, this is normal life activity. You know what I'm saying? He is a Navy SEAL in the making. He'll whoop your ass.
Yeah. I figured we
let me tell you
start
something
with
right
something
now.
light, man.
Let me tell you this right now. That's not a baby. That's Namor.
That's
You know the
Namor.
dude that
Hey.
that's the dude that attacked Wakanda. That's him as a child. That boy ain't human. You know what? All power to him because I was wondering how long. Like I didn't realize he was going to go through the maze and stuff. You know how developed your lungs got to be to do that, and he was so calm and smooth with it. Yeah, that's an Atlantean. You know that he not even. Mm-mm. Who's his daddy? I need to see him. I want to meet him.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out what world war are they training for where they sending this dude before he can walk to do all of that underwater activities, bro. I don't
That
get it.
is an Atlantean.
Man.
They are training for underwater warfare. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to Will Buchanan over on Facebook with the 99 cent star. He said, I would have sent more, but three kids.
Yeah.
Hey
Bro,
man,
inflation's real. Kids expensive, bro. And depending how old
kids
they
are
are,
expensive.
whoo,
He got 3 of them. One's in college, man, balling as a freshman at Southeastern Missouri, and I can say that publicly because he
that's dope.
shares his daughter's stats and things on his page, man. And as a
That's
freshman,
dope.
I think she's leading the team in rebounds.
As a
Yeah,
freshman.
yeah, she be cleaning them boys, bruh. Cleaning the boys. She about 6 foot tall. I know she taller than
Oh,
me.
out there getting busy with it.
Yeah,
Love it.
man, getting busy on the boards. But yo, that kid, man, something else, man. I
Yeah,
saw
he's
that and said,
special.
bruh.
He's special. Like he's a future Olympian. Like in all sense, like I don't think like some people are just born with innate gifts. That's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not normal. But that's dope though. I like it.
Man, y'all had some crazy weather up there where you live, right? How crazy was it?
Bro. First of all, let me give thanks to the Lord God, my Savior, who provided me the blessing and funds to be able to afford a townhouse with a garage. Because understand, when I woke up this morning, checked my phone, it said 11 degrees. I said, "Oh Lord." I said, "Wait a minute." That's so fortunately I have a garage I put my car in. So I get in the car and I'm like, "Oh, it's not that bad." Start the car up. Temperature says it's 45. And I'm like, "Oh, maybe my phone was wrong." I go to work. I come out of work. I'm like, "Wait a minute. I don't remember it being this chilly this morning." I get back in the car. I get in the car. Mind you, the sun is up. That don't say 23 degrees. I said, "Oh no, see, I'm not built for this. Like I'm not built for this." My son all the time, he's like, "Dad, I love it when it snows."
Not me.
See, I'm like, as children, I loved it. Now it's just in the way. It's just in the way. Now my car is dirty. It's freezing cold. I'm the one outside shoveling the driveway. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
My lady hurt her back because her and I don't live together. She ended up hurting her back going out there shoveling snow. And I said, hey, that's what you got a man's for. You call me to help get that shoveling of snow out the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Now, when you driving in snow and wintry conditions, do you still be gunning it down the road, or do you take your time when you getting down on the road?
So, number one, I have a V8 muscle car. So, if I gun it, I'm not going anywhere anyway. I'm
Ah,
just so I take my time. But in all seriousness, even if I could gun it, I wouldn't because number one, I don't want to be in a wreck or cause somebody else to be in a wreck because I want to be silly, goofy, have fun. It's just not work because I don't want that headache. I'm not trying to come out my pocket for nothing
yeah.
unless I want to, and I don't want that bill. And second of all, maybe when I was younger, I thought maybe even when I was younger, this wasn't like my thing, but I noticed that people in elements all of a sudden just forget how to drive, and I'll be trying to tell people just drive regular, just drive normal. Maybe you have to go a little bit slower, but just drive regular, you'd be fine. So for me, no, I'm not gunning it nowhere. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to really take the car out in the snow. Period.
Sage Mode Training said that they run in the snow up north, especially with them 4x4s, and end up in ditches. And you know what? That's the perfect segue for what I'm about to play because I'm trying to figure out just how dumb some of these people are, man. You know what? Here, man, run the video.
Run the clip.
Look at these people. Look like there's a little highway or byway, low visibility. Bam!
What do you do? You know what? That's what they get.
And it ain't
That's what
over.
they get.
It ain't over. Look at all the 18 wheelers. Bow!
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, ooh, 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 no, no, no.
Mm.
And it ain't over.
There's more.
There's
Oh
more.
man.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Ooh.
Bow. And the
You
hits
know,
Lord.
keep on coming.
He can't do anything.
he's moving too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can help people.
I
That's yes.
Can you get out? Get out of your vehicle. Hurry up. Gotta get out.
gotta
Oh
get
man.
out. Well, actually, I read that in some cases you don't want to get out, depending on where
Because
you're at in the
where you
thing.
are.
Watch
Yeah.
yourself.
Ooh.
Bruh.
So
Whew.
first and foremost, I pray nobody lost their life. I actually just had somebody. So we had snow, and in our neighborhood, nothing was really plowed, and she ended up having to go to work, and she said that um, somebody had got into an accident, like slid off the road, got out the car, and got hit by 18 wheeler and killed.
Oh man.
And it. What's frustrating for me is a lot of people still have to go to work in those conditions,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't understand why organizations still do that. Thankfully, I'm blessed. I have a hybrid position, so I have to be in the office sometimes, and then others I just work from home. And when it snowed, my partner that I work with, she was like, just so you know, I'm not coming in. I said I wasn't taking my car out in this period, even if you were going in. I'm not going in because this is not worth the risk. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, I can, God forbid, drive to work, not make it, end up being severely injured, lose my life. And guess what? They're going to try to fill my position within the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Immediately.
So, people be like, oh, Stephen passed. I'm sorry to hear that. And that's going to be about it. So, and my life is more important. I got kids. My kids need their daddy. So I got to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's not a risk that I'm willing to take. I do anything. I'll risk for my kids, but I can go get another job. They can't get another me, so I'm good. But that's crazy. And people who travel in that anyway, you don't need to go there. Wherever you're trying to go, we'll be there after the roads are clear. So when it's snowing like that, I'm not going out there for anything at
Nope.
all.
Nope.
Look,
Mm-mm.
look, 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 look. I love to eat. Guess what? I'm not going to get no food neither. I'm gonna sit there and be hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat the oatmeal in the fridge. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. Warm
Brother.
something up. That like yeah, that's crazy.
That
That's sad. I hope nobody got hurt because the way those cars were crashing, boy.
that happened last week, and I saw in the news just before I went live that a family of five ended up, I don't know if it was severely injured or passing for the same reason, and it happened today. And I can never understand people's motivation for thinking that they could still steer, no visibility, steer, no visibility, and everything gonna be okay. One wrong thing and you
It's
got
over.
multiple people's
And
lives messed
what's
up.
crazy is that they had the kids in the car. Where are you going that you got to take? Like what? Like come on now. Come on now. You gotta be better responsible parents, guardians, what who that come on now.
Yep.
Unacceptable.
Yep. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. There was something here I should be able to do. Oh wow. So I got the ability to do different stuff here, but all of
Let's
a
see
sudden
your abilities.
it stopped working. But how are you with budgeting?
Listen, listen. I'm a work in progress. Boy, I'm a work in progress. And like I go through these phases. Like I'll get real frugal, and then other times I'll be like, I just get it. And then later on, I'd be like, man, I shouldn't have bought that. Like before, like I got a lot of shoes, man. I'm a sneaker guy. Like I love
You
shoes.
look like a sneakerhead.
And oh, bro, listen. Jordan ones, my favorite silhouette. I just hit 31 pairs of just the Jordan ones. So like I got a closet full of shoes, and like there was times I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just make sure I eat home for these couple weeks. Like, I'm not going nowhere, but I need these sneakers though. So like, it ebbs and flows, man. Ebbs and flows. Yeah,
I'm
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 not, I don't budget like that, but
yeah.
whew,
I'm pretty good with a budget now, but that wasn't always the case.
is it
And
because you're a lady? Is it because you're a lady? Tell the truth. Tell the
well,
truth.
sort of. Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. And the reason why I say sort of, and she'll back this up, I always had this plan of how I was going to go from 2023 to 2024 and 2024 and to 2025. And for me, 2025 is the year that my daughter graduates high school.
Mm-hmm.
So fiscally, there are some things that change because of that. Now, just because my daughter's grown essentially, that don't mean that my financial
Responsibility
responsibilities and
lessons.
things stop with her.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
are some
yeah.
transitional things that occurs that I'll have a little bit more control, aka child support, but I know that
Bless you.
I'll have a little bit more financial fiscal things that I can control going forward.
Right.
So I said for 2025, my goal for this year going into next year is to be debt free with the exception of two things because I just don't have enough money to make this happen. My car, and I'm gonna have a little bit of student loan payment still left because Biden and this administration didn't do what they said that they was gonna do. But
Oh
this year,
man.
man, I'm laser focused on controlling my debt. And for the people that watch my live streams, tune in to my YouTube channel, The Actual King Smith, because I'm going to be transparent in clearing my debt and posting it very publicly on my YouTube channel. So as I'm clearing out debt and paying off things, I'm going to show what the APR was, how much my interest payment was, what I paid, and what's my statement balance that's left, man. And it was something about realizing how being financially free can just enrich my life going forward helps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you asked if my lady was a factor for that. And when I say sort of, so she's a responsible person. My ex-wife was too. I've been pretty fortunate to not have people around me that are drainers. My problem, and I'll raise my hand and say this, is that I sometimes don't have self-control. All right. And the reason why I'm in the
Same.
debt that I'm in now, and this is no excuse, I'm just layering the pieces here. I went into debt because of being depressed. And I was spending money on things trying to make me happy when I was in my
Mm-hmm.
depression and did not know that I was depressed. So
Yeah.
once I got things kind of cleaned up, I got past that, things started kind of clicking, man. I was able to get rid of those bad habits and work towards having myself a better future. So I have a budget. I look at my budget every 2 weeks. I take a look at my statements from my bank, which is real easy to do. There's apps that you can download it from that'll automatically kind of sort your transactions, and you can easily see how much I spent over the last 2 weeks on Uber Eats and going out to eat.
No,
So,
that's one thing I don't have a problem with, man, because I don't like paying those delivery fees, man. Them things is crazy. I,
man, they
I,
got
I'd
the
rather I'd
delivery
rather pay a
fee.
tip.
Then you got the tip, pause. And
Eh.
it's just all of that stuff. So, so it's
So,
important, people out there, to understand what your income is. And what I'm showcasing
mhm.
on the screen here, let me see if I can zoom in on this a bit. I probably won't be able to. Is this lady? She's a single mom of, I think she had 3 kids. Okay. And she said that her income after taxes a month is $3,000. And she says she makes $20 an hour, working 40 hours per week. And after taxes, her gross. No, hold on. Is gross the one before taxes or after taxes?
Yeah. The
Okay.
gross is before.
Okay. So her net is 3,000. And then she gets $400 a month for child support. And I thought it was kind of petty that she wrote in here, X doesn't report all of his income.
Boo.
So she says that she gets net $3,400 per month. And then she goes into her must pays. And I love how she has this organized. All right. Rent at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is $1,200, which where the hell is she living that she can find a place where her rent is $1,200? Put me on.
This has to be a couple years ago, to be honest.
Yeah, put me on because, actually, no, this went viral November of 2023.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, though, a lot of places down south, like you can find spots like that, like nice. So it's much cheaper the further down you go. That's one thing that I noticed.
Okay.
Because my grandmother lives in North Carolina, and like there's some give and take. Like some things are expensive, but like gas down there is super cheap. Cost of living is much cheaper. Cars and stuff that you got to buy. So like I said, I just know like up north, $1,200 gets you maybe in some places that's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for real.
Man, hey, Steven, just keep talking. I'm about to try and do something, and I hope I do not jack up, man, my stream.
No, you're good. But I just want to say shout out to you, King, for being vulnerable and saying that you were depression spending. That's a real thing, and it takes a big person to admit that. So shout out to you. But I also want to say she's super petty to be talking about. Your ex doesn't doesn't report. You know what? At the end of the day, you still got to do what you got to do. Like I'm very much I can't because I was on child support,
Mm-hmm.
so I understand the struggle and the strain. I don't think it's really good for anybody, to be honest. Like I understand the quote unquote need for it, like I get that, but at the end of the day, God forbid if that child's parent was to pass, you still gonna have to go and take care. You still gotta do what you gotta do. So you can't rely just on child support. And on top of that, there's a lot of good men that get put on child support just because the system says they have to be on there, and which is crazy to me. I when so my kid's mother was told that if she wanted benefits, she had to put me on child support, which is crazy. Now there's 50-50 custody agreement, so we don't have that. I was able to get out from underneath that. But child support is crazy because that goes on your credit. They said somebody's coming in your paycheck all the time, regardless of what kind of bills you got coming up. You're gonna have to just not pay something. Like it's, I don't know. It's very. I don't think it's as helpful as it should be. And a lot of times the fathers don't know where that money is going in the first place because they can be said, "Oh, it's going to the kids." All right, let me see some receipts. What do I need? Like I need to know.
I've got a different take on it, man. In my opinion, if my ex-wife didn't put me on child support, I was going to go down to the court and put myself on child support. Hear me out. Hear me out. For me, I didn't want there to ever be a situation where I'm taking care of the things that I'm required to do, right? And then something happens on her side, she mismanages her money, which I'm not saying she does, but I'm just giving an example. And then let's say she want to ask me for an additional for that month, right? And in my opinion, I'm already sending what I think should be more than enough. And she gets into her feelings, and then it goes into a he said, she said of attacking me for not meeting my obligations. To me, I'd rather say, hey, let's figure out what the child support situation needs to be. We get that court ordered. I cover that, and I ain't gonna say like good luck, because if there's anything that comes up, luckily, and I know that this is not the case for a majority of people that are divorced that have kids, her and myself were able to talk about things that may need some coverage. Like, she has a big trip coming up here in a couple of weeks, and that was her Christmas gift because of the amount, that it was. But myself and her mother, we were able to say, hey, how are we gonna look at getting this thing, covered? And her and I, we talked about it and had an arrangement. I know that that's not the case for most people, but I'm an advocate
Well,
of actually being on child support. That way you can remove all feelings out of it, and it's more of a formula based situation.
see, that's for me, that was the problem I ran into, because the formula is not built to be equal. So, for example, I went I was on child support, and I went to go get it lowered because I wasn't making what I was before, right?
Hmm.
And I won't go into the details because I, me and the kid's mom are past that. We're in an amicable pace now, bro. They raised it when I went in to ask for a reduction.
Was there a change in? You say you won't go into it, but ah, mm,
I said, look, I'm not making the money I was before, and the formula they gave me, they said, well, actually, you're not paying enough. I said, they raised it. I, so here's right, that part. So here's what I say: take care of your kids, but also know where the money's going. Because for one, if you have the child the same amount of time as the other, where's the other parent's support? Why does one get support and the other doesn't? I still got rent, same as her. I still got to feed the kids when they're here, same as her. So why is one have to get support and the other doesn't?
hmm, true.
So that's just where I say, and I see, depending on the situation, they definitely go for joint custody. And I agree 100% that I finally figured that out. I went, like, so I got shared legal and physical custody. It was the best move I ever made, because it really kind of slowed me down to focus on what I needed to do to, number one, be a better parent, be more involved, pay more attention to the little things, and also too, I don't have to worry. I can manage. Okay, well, I need to get them this, but this other thing that they want, this can wait. They don't need that right now, and I can manage my own money better in that sense.
Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, this lady was talking about in the rest of her must pays: utilities, gas, water, electric, $300. All right. Phone and internet, 125. In my opinion, those are must haves too. Childcare
Yeah, I agree.
before and after school, $200. $200 a month for
It's cheap,
childcare is cheap. I'm
super
curious if
cheap.
that's a, hey, I'm sliding my mom or my auntie or my cousin something, because that's cheap.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do. I don't even want to. I probably would cry, and I make a decent amount of money. I would probably cry if I had to pay child support. I'm sorry, child care expenses in today's market.
Especially right now.
I don't even,
Facts.
bro. I don't
That's
even
a
want to
hundred
think
percent. Yeah.
about it. Food
It is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
now.
Go ahead.
Food for the month, $600 for her and the kids. Car note, 300. Gas for the car, 200. Insurance and healthcare, which she says is a payroll deduction, 200. All in all, her monthly net is 3,400, and her must pays is $3,325, which leaves her with only $75 in discretionary each month, right? That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Amber
Yeah,
Ivy over on YouTube said Child Network, it's a program. It's $100 to $200 weekly without assistance. Okay, see, these are programs. I'm glad that my daughter's 16 now. These are programs that I'm not aware of, and I'm pretty sure that there are state-funded things, nonprofit-funded ways, especially in this economy, bro. I wish I could say my numbers because I'm about being transparent. I wish I could say how much money I make annually. I can't yet. But in the future, I will because I believe in transparency. And even I, when I take a look at my budget, go, man, if I had to do XYZ or if I had to pay XYZ right now, I'd be feeling it, man. I'd be
bro. I
feeling it.
tell you, I've had people ask me like, "Do you want any more kids?" I'm like, "For what? Have you seen the cost?" No. So my sister just had a baby not too long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went shopping for the baby shower. I'm going down the aisle, bro. It was $25 for 3 bottles. I'm like, there's no way. I can't afford. I couldn't afford another child.
Mm-hmm.
I physically like if I were to have a child with somebody, they would have to be as well off or better off than me, so we can combine and make it work. Like, and that's it.
Let me ask you a real question, all right? Because you out here now. This is one of the things that I be snapping on people because I'm an advocate for family planning. I got the snip snip. I was active in making sure I couldn't have any more kids and I only have one. What are you doing out here? If you don't mind talking about it in these streets, to make sure that if you and your lady
And
having a
these
good
shit.
time, that 9 months later another little Steven ain't gonna pop out. What are you actively doing?
For,
Talk to us.
first of all, we're gonna put it in the air. There ain't gonna be no more little Stevens popping out. No, they not. In Jesus' name, we not doing that. Second of all, right now, I'm gonna be honest. I've been abstinent, man. I'm really trying to like, because we're being transparent. You know, I've had my moments in life where I wasn't the person that I am today,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the attention. But kind of coming into this year, like there's some things that I really want to focus and change. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I like sex, but it also can be a thing where it's like you're almost like I don't want to say controlled by it, but you're not controlling like your urges. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like for me right now, I know for I ain't gotta worry about having no kids at all. Like I am good. But just on a personal note, like I just like there's a lot of things like I had goals that I came up with myself for 20, and I know it's very cliche, but one thing that I want to try to live by is not new year, new me. It is definitely going to be new year, better me, because I'm always trying to improve myself. So you spoke about like budgeting and stuff like that. Like my big thing is credit. A couple years ago, I took myself on a credit journey because I didn't really have any financial literacy. I didn't understand things, and now I do. And I just paid the last bill that I had in collections. So after this month, I have nothing in
Let's
collections at all. So I
go.
have I have debt, like I have credit card debt, but that's considered good debt, and I have a car payment that's considered good debt. But as far as like being delinquent or owing something, after this month, I owe nothing to anybody. So that's like those are things like that I'm trying to, like I said, do better because again, I got kids, I got 2 boys, and Lord knows I make okay money now, but as they get older, like I have to be able to pass something along other than how much money I make. And one of those is going to be to sit down and have that credit conversation, put them on my credit cards as authorized users to start building it early. Because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like a lot of credit cards, you can put your kid on at 13. Like Capital One, you can put your kid on as authorized user at 13 years old, and that starts building their credit. So by the time they're 18, they should be good. You know what I mean? Because you have years of credit already built up. But it's this those little things. So that's where I'm at. Like I said. So little Stevens. Oh no. Mm-mm. Nope. Nah. Boy, ain't no way.
Hey man, shout out to Anthony Johnson over on Facebook with the 99-cent star. Hey, I'll take it, man.
Hey, yes,
Hey,
sir.
I,
Look, every little bit of help, right? Every little bit of help.
bro, I was so broke one time, bro. I all the change I saw, if I was out and about, I picked it up and put it in my pockets, man. Hey, similar to
Hold
you.
on,
Oh,
hold on. You said you were so broke, good brother. I do that now.
hey, no, I still do. I still do.
Ain't no shame about it.
I still do.
Nickel, dime, quarter, pick it right up, put it in my pocket like it's mine. No shame.
Yep. Hey, that over time, and this is something that I wrote down for a future conversation. I saw this real cool quote, and I can't think about it right now. But in essence, it talked about the present that you're enjoying is a combination of past decisions and actions. And and if you
Facts.
talk about me walking down the street and picking up a penny if I see it, bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, bro, I was downloading apps at one point trying to figure out what free food I could get just so that I could have something to eat because
Yo.
I was broke. And man, I was considering bankruptcy versus debt consolidation because I had some stuff going to collections, man. And I ultimately was like, I went and talked to a financial advisor and then got myself back on the right track just by having more discipline because I was making decent money, but because of some compounding things in the past, it just didn't seem like I had enough money at the end of the day. But I considered going that same route, man. I don't have anything in collections now. I'm actively, you
Yes.
know, getting rid of those loans, man. And bro, every time I see something paid off, I just go, yeah, because I know
Yo.
I'm not thinking about now. I'm thinking about
Right.
2024, 2025, 2026 when I could just get up and
Yep.
go. Man, I could take a look like, you know what, man?
Exactly.
I'm going to go to Jamaica for about 5 days and boom,
And just do it.
and just do it. You know, create a budget still to understand what the spending parameters are and just go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the plan.
No, I listen. It's such a relief to be able to do that. Like, it sucked because I had to pay this money, to get this last collection debt off, and it's gonna hurt for this next month. Got to spend all this money, but I know after this, my credit's gonna go up a bunch of points. That money that I had to spend this month, I'm gonna have it next month. Like you just keep building and just keep creating the good habits, and like I said, you're rebuilding for the future. So later on, when you want to do something, you want to go get. So for me, like my goal is, I just moved in here not too long ago. 3-bedroom townhouse. It's nice. First time I had a garage. I'm hyped, but I'm already looking like, okay, the next time I move, I'm buying a house. So that's why I got to do everything now, get everything in order, because I always try to do something better after I've done it. So like for example, the last place I had a 3-bedroom apartment. It was nice, but I realized like I don't like living around a bunch of people. Boom, upgraded to a townhouse, and now I'm like, oh, this is great. But you know what? I don't really want because I'm on the end. I'm on the end house. I got a neighbor right next door. They too close, so now I gotta get a house, with my own space where there's nobody right next door, you know. So and it has to have a garage. See, now I'm bougie. I'm that guy. If I got a garage, I don't want it. I want to get in the car and not be freezing in the in the
Hey,
morning.
yes, that is how I've done my car. Same way. Bro, I can start my car from my watch or my
Oh, that's
phone
fire.
and have it warmed
That's
up.
fire.
And every time now I'm like, all right, so after this car, it's got to have that. Plus, I got to be able
No, it
to,
has to.
self drive. Plus, it's got to be able to give me a massage as I'm going down the highway. I want all of it, bro. I want it all.
Yeah, the remote start is a must. If it doesn't have a remote start, I can't have it. Don't want it, don't need it, set it back.
What would you recommend this lady, this single mother here, what would you recommend she do to turn things around? She has her family
Well,
obligations, she has her work obligations. What advice would you
well,
have for her?
I get the first question would be pick a goal. So you want to turn it around. Okay, that's fantastic, but turn it around into what? So figure out what it is specifically that you want to do. And then I would say the next thing is figure out if you can do it on your own or not. And if you can't, find somebody that has either A, had that experience
Hmm.
and already gone through it so they can kind of guide you through it, or find a group of people that are trying to do what you're trying to do. That way you all can collectively help each other. Because I'm gonna be honest, where I've gotten today has not been because just myself. You know, the I there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I got here because I put in all this hard work. I did A, B, C, and D," and they did, but they forget that somebody else also gave them some advice or showed them something or did something for it to kind of help give them the boost that they needed. My grandmother says all the time, nobody's an island. And that's a fact. Like we all need something in some way to kind of help us get to where we're going. And a lot of times people don't acknowledge it. So that would be my advice. Like I said, number one, figure out what your goal is, figure out if you can attain it on your own. And if you need help, ask somebody. Find somebody that's already done. Because you'd be amazed how many people have the similar story to yourself. You know, you were
Exactly.
talking about, you know, you was picking up change. Bro, I've been homeless a couple times, sleeping in a car, you know what I'm saying, in the winter, cold. You know what I mean? Don't have nothing. It's not because I wasn't working, just I fell on hard times and I was doing everything, well, trying to do it all by myself. And I will say this is, I don't think I have a big ego, but there was times that I was too embarrassed to ask for help.
Mm.
So I was just like, man, I'm gonna just go without. Like it is what it is, because I didn't want to be that person. Like, yo, I'm down bad. I need help because nobody wants to be judged. And that's still a something that I have to deal with from time to time. It's hard to ask for help because I have been on my own with a lot of things, and so to kind of like flip a switch and go to somebody and be like, "Listen, my money funny," or I've been having depressive thoughts, and let somebody in and have that conversation. It's hard,
Hmm.
like it's real hard. I don't know, but I'm about you or anybody else, but for me, like it's hard because you gotta let somebody know basically that you're not as strong as they think you are all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I pride myself on being a strong individual, physically and just situationally. But man, when I ain't got it, you got, it's okay. And I'm still working on it myself. That's something that I struggle with is being okay with not being okay and letting somebody know that, yo, I'm not good.
Hey, I'm gonna say this very, very publicly. Shout out to my landlord. All right. My landlord is one of the reasons why I've been able to kind of help get things turned around. He's been pretty awesome. Um, I'm not gonna talk specifics, but let's just say that with what I pay and what him and I had agreed on, uh, I'm thankful. Let me just say it that way. I am thankful. So, hey, I'm gonna
Hell
look right
yeah.
at this camera and very publicly give him a huge shout out, a salute, and say
Oh,
I
salute.
appreciate you. And I'm gonna clip this part and I'm gonna send it
Appreciate that.
to
I appreciate that.
him. All right, my advice would be, depending on what your family economics are, this current economy can be tough for the people that just they haven't accumulated wealth in a way that can work without inducing stress for them. So for her, I would advise, oh man, I'm hesitant to say it. I would advise her finding somebody, a man, having a conversation about how they want their goals to be and how they can jointly make things work and make that shit work. Let me just say
Yo, you
that
know
just
what?
like that. Make that shit
Bro,
work.
I ain't even mad at you because at this point, the way inflation is headed, boy, listen, I got to put premium gas in my car, right? Because it's a V8,
Oof.
big motor.
Oh,
You'd be amazed how long it takes me to have to fill up again. Because listen, I go to work, I come back home. I go to work, I might go to basketball once a week, maybe. I ain't been in a couple weeks. I go back home. I be in the house because gas and everything else expensive. I ain't got the time for. I mean, I got. Well, let me rephrase that. I got the time. I ain't got the bread to just be putting it. Nope. Nope. So I ain't mad. You know what? If you can find somebody, y'all on the same page, you like, you know what? Let's go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and save this money together and see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even mad at it. I'm not.
Exactly. Now,
I'm not mad at it.
let me ask you this. What is your take on the infamous Nick Cannon? Like, what's he known for in these streets?
I'm gonna do you one better. Okay. And you know this person. It's my boy. Got a friend, B Dunk.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Man, he got 1,100 kids. As a matter of fact, I think he just had his 11th.
Whew.
Bro, I love him to death, but it don't make no sense to me. And I'll tell you why. Not from just the financial aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kids require time and attention, right? When you have that many kids, I personally do not feel that you can give the love, time, and attention that each one needs. Because here's the thing, and I'm just using 11 as a number. You got 11 kids, there's 24 hours in the day. You got to go to work. So we'll just say that's 8 hours, right? If you were trying to spend 1 hour with those kids, each just 1 hour, which that's not much either, 1 hour a day, you're already at 18 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you only got 6 hours left in the day. You didn't eat, you ain't sleep. So you like, how is that possible? So again, this is my be done. I love you, bro. However, I could not do. There's just no way because like I got two kids, right? And there's times that like I gotta spend time with them individually because that's like especially my youngest man. He asks for one-on-one time all the time.
Dope.
He's like, "Dad, can you come get me? I just want to hang out." I'm like, "Boom, yeah, here I come." Like, yeah, on the way, no problem. So like kids need that. There's no way that you can do that with that many kids. Like, there's just no way. And I have a big family now. I didn't grow up with a big family. We'll get into that another time. But I am one of damn, how many? One of nine total.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I got to, and I mean this. I'm being funny, but I'm so serious, bro. Like my life should be a movie. Like, bro, I done gone through some things. So, and that's one of the things that my biological father deals with. You got so many kids that like we all don't get the attention, and there's like some we'll just call it animosity that's built up because it's just not like you can't be there for everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't. You know what I mean? So I I know Nick be talking about. You know what? Now I think about Brandon says the same thing. His Brandon thing. He's always like, "Well, if God didn't want me to have no more kids, He wouldn't let." I'm like, man, God gives us the freedom of choice. That's a choice that you got there. Don't put that on God. He didn't do that to you. Stop that. And they
But
can't same way. Oh, I just want I want to extend the bloodline. Got it. At what cost though?
at what
Like
cost? Yeah. Like you only have a
at
certain
what
amount of
cost?
time. You talked about that earlier. There's this content creator out there called Coach Greg Adams. He always talks about guard your meat, your money, energy, attention, and time. Those are four things that are
That's dope.
valuable resources. And for some reason, something about that clicked. I'm like, yo, when you
Yeah.
really think about it, when I started going into what I call a monk mode. It was a voluntary celibacy, so to speak, because my motivations for spending money and time was around chasing women, so to speak. So I took myself out the market and did it for about a year and a half. And making that change changed my mindset and had things skyrocket,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I see something like this right here, when your baby daddy got 4 girls pregnant at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how is it that you're able to go? What, are you working? What type of time do you have where you able to just go skeet off in everybody and they mama and get 4 people pregnant at the same time? So let's watch this video, because everybody seems to want to get along with each other, and let's take a look at how people think that, hey, this is cool, man. This is, it's just all right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the love.
I ain't do it right. There it is. All right, I'm gonna play it over.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the love. If you're not here, it's because you're a square. Sorry, I didn't invite you.
Hey, man. Hey, some people got it. Some people don't.
No. They ain't got it. They ain't got it. See, that right there is indicative of the problem with society. Society's trying to tell us that everything is okay. No matter what you do, somebody's like, oh, well, there's actually, bro, wrong is wrong. And they can call themselves happy. They can, whatever bullshit they want to, excuse my friend. See, because I'm just getting irritated because I can't, like, when I see stuff like this, you are setting yourself and others up to continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again. Like, you're not learning anything. Like, I'm telling you now, if I had 4 girls come to me and say they're pregnant at the same time, I'm gonna go play in traffic. It's over.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, straight like that. Like, bro, that's crazy. Like, you're, number one, you're inconsiderate, you're immature, and you have no goals set for yourself. Like, there's nobody on the face of this planet that can say, you know what? Like you said earlier, for 2024, I want to be here. For 2025, I want to be here. For 2026, I want to be here. You cannot have that mindset and do that. You can't, because you realize, you know what? If I do this, I'm not going to be where I want to be in 2024, because I'm not going to have the time, money. You pause, but you're not going to have the meat. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me.
I don't get it. I'm trying to figure out how this fool how he's going to be able to sustain going forward. And if you take a look at the ones that are pregnant anyway, they're all very similar in my opinion, which is another thing too. This fool done found 4 of the same type, essentially.
And no flavor. That's crazy. You're right, though.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Now, Steven, we're about to go into this last one here, which I think is going to be a doozy. It's about a 3-minute video, and I believe I can play it the entire way. I had to edit some things out for word usage and things like that. But we're going to get into this last video where it talks about what it takes to be a real man. And one lady is going to share her thoughts on what it means to be a real man. So I got the video queued up here. I'm going to have to give me a second. Figure some things out.
Man.
Get my life together. And
shout out to everybody that's watching right now. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. All right, almost. Doing the editing live. And got it.
What they call that? Building the plane as you fly it?
Building the plane as I fly it, man. All right, so let's take a look at what this lady said is a real man.
What is a good man to you?
A
good man to me is a protector and provider. I grew up in a household without a father, but I had a father figure. So even though he was not my father, that was my mom's boyfriend, and he's still around. Like my mom had several jobs, this, that, and the third. He didn't care if my mom was Tom, Dick, and Harry. He made sure I was straight. So he always showed protect, provide. He always opened doors. Still to this day, he at home with my daughter right now. So I hate to say, in this generation that we in right now, I still look for that type of stuff, because even though I didn't have a dad around, I still know what it's like for a man to be a man. So I look for that. But at the end of the day, I'm not seeing none of that.
Okay, cool. So let me tell you what I heard you said.
Okay.
Right? So you said a man that looked out for you, and he didn't care who your mom's was.
Correct.
So what type of is that?
A man.
That's a man to you.
That's a like
that doesn't hold his girlfriend or his partner accountable, and he's just gonna look out for her kids.
But at the end of the day,
Would you tell your son to do that?
if I had a son, if I had a son, because I can't speak of that, I don't have a son.
Yeah.
But if I had a son, and that was a situation, son, if you love that girl, if you love that lady, do you. I can't tell my son what to do or what not to do. But at the end of the day, if I had a son, I'm going to teach my son what I want, what I expect from a man right now. Because these today ain't shit, if we finna be real. So if I had a son, if my son loved that lady, loved that girl, if they weren't together, and God forbid she got pregnant while they weren't together, separated, whatever the situation was, and she came back around, it's like, oh, well, I'm pregnant, this, that, and the third. And my son would have been like, well, you know what? I you. But whatever went on, and bitch, and this back in the 80s. I you. Dope boy era. I you. You know what? I'm going to make sure you straight.
That seems very self-serving.
But how?
It seems very self-serving to say that you're a real man because regardless of our situation, you'll take care of my kids.
But it's not kids.
Why is that?
It's not kids, plural.
Kids?
I'm the only child.
Yeah.
My dad, who I call my dad, don't have no kids. He don't have no kids, so I am his daughter.
But you based his realness off of him taking care of someone else's kid regardless of the situation.
He took care of me, yes.
So that makes him real?
Hell yeah. That's a real man. He stepped up to somebody. My dad, I see my daddy ever so often. I call him. My real daddy don't even check for me. But this man who's not my father, make sure I'm straight. I can call him right now and tell him I'm short on my rent. Not my real daddy. Tell him I'm short on my rent. Guess what? I got you. This is not my real dad.
So
This is not my real father. This is not that's me.
So
this is my daddy.
I can understand that being real in the eyes of the child, right?
Right.
But in the eyes of a partner, which is the question that I'm asking, right? Would you be considered real if I said, hey, yo, I know I'm sliding on you, but I need you to take care of my daughter? You view yourself as a real woman?
I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Because I'm not.
Why not?
Because you're sliding on me, like, go elsewhere. At the end of the day, it's not. I'm not doing it. Just that. It's just simple.
So you're not a real woman.
It's
but
not
you
about
want
being
a real
woman.
man.
I'm not doing that.
Why though?
I'm going
Because that shit sounds stupid, right?
It don't sound stupid. At the end of the day, a man and a woman is two different things when it comes to certain shit.
What?
I'm not doing that.
We're not humans.
We're humans.
We don't both have
from wherever,
feelings.
what planet that you be claiming from? That's from whatever planet you from. But I'm
I'm from the planet with the real. That's not gonna do that dumb shit. That shit is stupid as fuck, bro.
So, Steven, that's a real man. A real man was somebody who took care of her and did all the things, even though she wasn't necessarily, his kid. That's a real man. A real man was the guy that stepped up to be her father, even though her mom wasn't sleeping with him. That's the definition of a real man, according to her. We got God Happened to Me on YouTube said the definition of a real man equals King Smith. Between your commitment to your family, to the way you love me, to how you provide for my every need, you love me in the most phenomenal way. and you hold me accountable in the best way. You express your love towards me through how you hold my feet to the fire and work with me to be the best version of myself. Plus, you do all of this while ensuring that you are still growing yourself. Thank you for loving me. Michelle, thank you, babe. I appreciate that. She knows for me, I'm real big on words of affirmation. All right. Words of affirmation
I
and
saw that. I saw that episode. I watched that.
Hey, man,
Your love
appreciate it.
language.
Yep,
Yes,
the
sir.
love
Yes,
languages,
sir.
words of affirmation and acts of service. That tells me that you love me more than telling me that you love me. All right. And when talking about the love languages, you have to understand not just what your love language is, but how you show and give it to the other person as well. But a real man shows up and takes care of other people's kids, but she can't be the one herself to allow that person
You know why?
to slide off.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because that's what you call a simp.
Hold on. Here I
As
come
in,
to save the day.
no. That's a hero. What she's talking about is a simp, as in a simpleton. I had to bring the hat out. Every time I hear something that's just over the top and egregious, the hat got to go on. The hat had to go on because I have said this, and I hope the ladies and women that are watching don't take offenses and actually hear what I'm saying. A lot of women do not know what a real man is because they are not men. Number one. Number two, they have an idea of what a real man is based off of what or who has been in their life and showed them a certain level of love and kindness. The fact that she said that somebody should take care of her kids or tell her son that if a girl went and got pregnant but he likes her, he should take care. Bro, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like that. I, but see, the problem is, number one, there's women out here that think that that's what being a real man is, and number two, there are men that don't have enough confidence in themselves to walk away from dumb shit like that. Like you're literally being taken advantage of. Like I promise you, like there. First of all, women outnumber men. I think it's was it 2 or 3 to 1 worldwide. The number actually might be higher than that. Go find somebody that's not going to treat you like that because there's one out there. I promise you. Don't do that. And on top of that, bro, you gotta have more what you come for yourself. Like that's that thing. Now, do am I saying don't help anybody's child? Nah, like I got 7 god kids. You know what I'm saying? And they all say, "Oh yeah, I love Uncle Steve. I love all of them." Will I do for them? Absolutely. But at the same time, am I just gonna go and for just the sake of argument, would I go and be with their mom while she's with another dude and take care of her kid? What? No, like that, bro. That's craziness. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for any dude that ends up with her, and I feel sorry if she has a son. I hope she don't put that out there into this world because that's craziness.
I think that too often, and when I say too often, like there's a section of society that, in my opinion, have not had a real man present in their lives, and then they turn around and they have sons, and they're
And they try to create what they think a man is supposed to look like. Yeah, you spot on.
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
They think they can
repeats
just
this
go in the lab and
cycle.
create a man.
Yep. And it just has this real bad cycle of young men that don't understand what it means to be a man, and they go out and they do the same thing. They get somebody pregnant. They don't really care for the person. They then turn around and not be present in their kids' lives, or they are present, but they're not necessarily, because they haven't figured things out themselves, even as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the right role model for that kid, right? They're not really being a parent. They're present, but they're not really parenting the kid to get that kid to break those generational chains of
Curses.
bad parenting, because they haven't necessarily had a strong positive male figure in their lives at any point. Not in the school, not in their homes, not in their families. You go to their parents' birthday parties or their mom's birthday party, and it's like 80% women, 20% men, because they don't have strong, good, positive men that want to be around them because they're hyenas.
So I'm gonna agree with you up to a point. The first thing I'm gonna say is, for all the fellas that's out there, all the men, we got to do better. Number one, okay. I agree that there's not enough of us out here that are stepping up to the plate, so to speak. But what I will say is I can't give a pass to is the idea that because they weren't shown what it means to be doesn't mean that you can't learn. Because I'll be honest, I was one of the people, like, I had to learn how to be a parent. I've been a parent for 12 years. My oldest is 12. But I didn't really come into my own and really understand what it meant until a couple years after he was born, and having to understand, like, you know what? I have to do things a little differently. I can't do the same things. Like, yes, I was a parent, but understanding and growing up, like I said, I got a real interesting story. So I wasn't necessarily shown, but guess what? I had to learn, because I don't want that to happen to him. I need him to be better than me. Both of them, they got to do better. So there's no excuse of, oh, I didn't have. There's a lot of things that a lot of people didn't have. Not everybody is born rich, but they figure out how to become rich. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want something, you're gonna figure out a way to do it. And I think that's really what it comes down to. So fellas, let's do better. Everybody. I can do better. King, you're doing great.
I'm
I'm sure
trying, man.
there's ways that you can do better.
I'm trying.
You,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a learning process, and it's okay to acknowledge that you're on that journey, that you're still learning every day, every week, you know, each year. But at the end of the day, it's the lack of trying, saying, oh well, I didn't have a father figure, I didn't have a mentor. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do what you got to do, and that's just what it is. You got to hold yourself accountable.
Hey, I agree. I agree. It's not that you can't learn. I did a lot of my growing up in the military. I had my uncles, right? I have to laugh at a lot of the things that I was told in some of the advice. While a lot of the advice was solid, I'm also still looking at the actions. And I remember very vividly one of my uncles saying, "Hey, nephew, do as I say, not as I do." And I'm like,
Hey, nephew.
bruh, hey, nephew, do as I say, not as I do. And what he would say would be real solid advice, but then I'm watching him
Right.
not listen to his own
Do the
shit.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what's
Yeah.
the merit in you telling me? But then I see you out here not living up to what you're telling me, right?
But you know what though? Sometimes you got to take that for what it is. You're like, ooh, you know what? He said don't do as he does. I don't want to end up like that, so I ain't gonna do as he does.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Ooh, a real man provides for the home so that I can provide for him. Ooh.
Hey, to me,
You be getting them home cooked meals, don't you?
hey man, that's synergy right there. This right here, I'm gonna make it bigger. This is synergy. This is a relationship that works for me, right? But it also means that I have to do the things that I stated to her that I was going to
Right.
do. And if I'm not, she has every reason to be upset. She needs to try to communicate with me. Hey, this is what you said that you were going to do. You're not doing it. What's up? Talk to me. What's going
Right.
on? Right? And if for some reason I still don't hold up my end of the bargain, I can't be mad or get upset when she's not happy because I'm not the man I told her that I was going to be. Right? But for me, that holds me accountable, not just to her, but to myself, to continue being what I told her that I was going to be, so that she can do the things that she said that she would for me, which is provide for me. So to me, it's a perfect synergy that works for me. Now, everybody's situation is different, but I'd be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't want to find someone that wants to work in synergy like how her and I are trying to work in synergy.
Well, I think that comes to not paying attention to what the people around you are doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all have figured out, hey, this is what works for us. So we're going to do that, even if it goes against the grain, because there's a lot we was talking about last week. There's a lot of women that are like, I'm not going to be submissive to men. You can't have the big dog. You can't have two big people in the same room. Like it's not going to work. So there has to be some give. But to your point, the man has to hold up his end of the bargain. But that also means that the woman has to allow the man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that gets missed. And again, like I said, man, we got a lot to work on. But ladies, y'all also have to give us the space. It's going to require some patience because I'm gonna keep it a bean. Sometimes us as men, we be a little slow to things. You know what I'm saying? We take some time getting to where we need to go and who we need to be. So it's going to require some patience. But you also got to give him the space that once he gets there, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to get out the way. That's just you know what I'm saying. That's just what it is.
Man.
So I think that's beautiful. You like that?
Now, hey, you said two things that were bars. Having patience so that the man can become what he needs to become, figure it out. And then, if necessary, get out the way. It doesn't mean that he gonna leave you behind, but you got to get out the
Right.
way, not become a blocker, so that he can do what it
Yep.
is that he needs to do.
So he can do what it do.
So he can do what it do, baby.
you know.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, hey, man, that was all I had for today. I don't have a closing for the show just yet. So we going to end it like this. This live stream on the actual King Smith is going to be streaming on Wednesdays now at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. My man Steven in the Hat is going to be rocking with me. Now I have a goal. I have a goal to try to get something, do something to say something to get you to put on the hat at some point during the stream. That is my goal from now on.
I got the hat gonna be here. Listen, I know we ain't got a lot of time, but I gotta tell you how this hat came to be. Okay, so
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
grandmother's house flooded, right? Grandmother's house flooded. So me and my guy David, we went down. He knows how to do floor restoration, so laying floor. So we went down, laid the floor, and it was the day before we was going back, and he kept talking about this boot store. And I wasn't really paying no mind, but then I heard him on the phone. He was like, "I'm about to go to Booty Bros." I said, "You about to do what?" You that was my favorite. I said, you about to do what?" He was like, "I gotta go to Booty Bros." I said, "Oh man." I said, "Well, let me go because I need to know what you're talking about." So we get in the car and we're driving. He's like, "Oh, there it is." So we get off the exit, And I'm like, what's this place called? It's the Booty Bros. I'm like, bro, you out here trying to take me to a strip club. What is happening? Man, we pulled up to this spot, nothing but boots and hats. I walked in, I said, oh, I said, all right. And I said, you know what? I think I can pull it off. I'm a Cowboy fan, not Cowboys as in Dallas Cowboys, because they're trash. Same way the Eagles, trash, and the Steelers, trash. If you already know it's Ravens Nation out here, let me get that in the air.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, we go in. I'm like, man, I'm digging the hats. He went and got himself some boots. But I saw this hat and I was like, you know what? I think I can rock this. And I sure did. Walked out with it. Head held high. I was like, yeah. So I even worked in it a couple times, and you gotta think about this. I'm a black guy in Central PA painting houses and shit at the time with the hat on, I'm out here. I'm out here, man. I'm telling you. Ain't no shame about it.
I like it, man. I think everybody should have something that they're known for outwardly. And I know if I ever was in anywhere in Pennsylvania, I don't even need to see you fully. If I see that hat, I know.
If you see that hat, boy, yeah.
Hey, one random question for you, man. Prior to bounce, do you plan on going to the GFA Classic, the kickoff classic?
So I'm retired, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have this innate itch to I'm like, I got 5 plays a game, man. Just put me at DN and let me go knock somebody's block off. Because here's the thing: the last year I played, right? I never played DN before for a season, and I had 8 sacks, and I wasn't a starter. You know what I'm saying? I came off the bench with 8 sacks, and I was, I think I was second in the running for comeback player of the year. So it's
bro, I'm 40, overweight. I still think I can tote the rock 3 plays in the game and be decent. And ain't no way. I know it's not possible. So I play flag football, and it's one of those things that I still got some feet on me. I'm still kind of quick. I ain't gonna outrun you, but I'm quick enough on that first couple of steps, man. And folks see my size and assume I'm slow. I'm like, no, man, your boy used to be a halfback 50 pounds ago. You know what I'm saying? And at 40, I'll be 40 this year. I still think if given the opportunity, I can be a positive yard gainer because I still got that runner's mentality. The mentality there. My body might not be there. But the mentality is there. I still love the game of football. I like the GFA product. I like anything high school and above. So I'll go catch a random high school game. I like the different semi-pro leagues that are around this area. I'm a Ravens fan as well. I actually turned down tickets for the upcoming game just because this cold weather is not for me. But
man, you're bugging. You bugging, my guy. That's a divisional.
yeah.
Man, you better at least should have layered up and took them tickets. They still got them. Give them here. Let me get
Man,
those.
I did it once before. I went to a Steelers Ravens game in Pittsburgh in December, and I said, bruh, never again. If it is anything less than 25 degrees, will I be outside?
We talking about playoffs. We talking about divisional round. We talking about at the bank. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? He should have went. That's an experience, man.
No doubt. Well, hey, look, we'll be back next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to everybody that was up in the chat, to the people that donated stars and everything like that. I appreciate y'all as well. Shout out to Perry Production, JJ, Sage Mode, Pete, my guy, and Amber is a new face over on YouTube. I appreciate you popping in, Amber. Sprite Mars over on Twitch. It's been a while since I've seen old Spry. He's a gamer over there on Twitch. If you like gaming content, go over there and sub to Spry Mars' channel. I think he plays a lot of Dead by Daylight. He or she, I forget what gender the person is. And then, of course, my lady, God happened to me, aka my boo thing. All right. She said, and he was so sick later. No, please. I need my man healthy. Yeah, dude. I left that game. I think I was sick for a couple of days. It was not fun. And I'm a big ass baby anytime I get sick, man. So, yeah. Hey, I'm trying to get, like I said, my goals in 2025, hashtag sweet life. All right. There's a Ravens game.
Oh,
Either I
man.
know somebody that has one, or I pony up the funds myself, get one, invite a couple of people, say, hey, look, we ain't got to split this thing even. I'm going to cover most of it. But if you're a Ravens fan and you want to enjoy a suite, come on up here, man. Hey, give me about 3 years.
Oh, man.
About 3 years, bro. That's me. That's me.
Listen, we in there. You know, I'm all for it.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in. If you hadn't already, mash that like button for your boy, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
See y'all next